Hello, all you freaks out there. This is Ryan.
And this is Rhonda.
And we want to take a time to wish you guys a very happy National Cheesecake Day.
I wish I had known.
It is the Cheesecake Day.
I'm all about some cheesecake.
I wonder if you could have gotten a discount. I know that I could give out free cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory. That's probably asking too much from them. But I wonder if you get a discount if you mention Cheesecake Day.
I wonder if they even know it's Cheesecake Day.
Probably not. It was some weird holiday yesterday. It was like purchase cheese a sacrifice day or something like that.
What? I mean, I
It was
sacrifice cheese all the time, right to my belly, but
it's like cheese sacrifice purchase day or something. It was some weird thing, and I'm like, I kept because sometimes I'll make videos to say happy whatever day it was.
yeah.
I kept going back. I'm like, am I getting this right? Cheese sacrifice. I mean, I'm gonna go back and see if I can find what it
I need an
was.
explanation.
Really,
Hello, Teresa. Good evening,
weird.
home fries. I like some home fries too. Just saying.
Oh man, you know what's good? Home fries is Waffle House.
Yes.
They call them. I guess what do they call them? Not hash browns, but I think they're
I
more
call
home
them
fries.
hash browns, scattered, smothered, covered, chunked, however you
How
want
do
to.
you get yours?
Scattered, smothered, and covered.
I get mine covered and peppered.
Okay.
Cheese sacrifice purchase day was yesterday. Cheese sacrifice purchase day. So if you guys were sacrificing cheese yesterday or purchasing cheese to sacrifice yesterday, that holiday, yes, sacrifice.
How do you not? I mean, aren't you always sacrificing the cheese?
Maybe if you pray beforehand, eat
Oh
cheese for.
goodness.
How do you sacrifice cheese?
I mean,
Must have some kind of like ceremony or something you do before you sacrifice cheese. Make it more official.
oh, poutine. I just recently had poutine. Like, well, back in March, I guess, when we went to Sweet Springs. I'm a fan.
I wish they should have poutine around here more
Yes.
often than they do. I'm
Yes.
I've been watching these Canadian. I mean, Josh, his wife is from Canada, so she knows all about the poutine.
Yes.
But I've been watching this Canadian guy named Ken Domick. He goes out and he eats all this like this fast food and stuff, but he always eats poutine. They got poutine fries and like Burger King up there. They've got you know poutine burgers in McDonald's. Actually, I just made that up. I don't know if they actually have that,
I mean,
but
the poutine I had was like burnt ends.
oh shit,
Yeah, it
it's
was
everywhere.
so good. But of course, then it's hard to say poutine right
Poutine,
and not want to say poontang.
poontang. Yeah, that's true.
But it's so good. Like I am such a fan. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'll have some poontang, poontang, poontang.
Poutine.
Oh, oh my god, I am so ready for the fall. You have no idea.
I'm
I'm
ready for
starting to think.
spooky season. I'm not necessarily ready for fall.
Well, they kind of go hand in hand together, so you're gonna have to like.
But do they have to?
Yeah, I
guess
can't.
they
It's
do. I guess you need those crispy leaves on the ground and
yes,
all that for it to be accurate.
yeah. I don't want to be 100 degrees and need protein for the poontang. Yeah, you do. Eat your eat your poutine before you get that poontang. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Bow, bow. Oh yeah. It's also Share a Hug Day, by the way.
Okay.
It is yeah.
Better than
So
sacrificing your cheese.
it is. I don't know. I've sacrificed a lot of cheese. I've cut a lot of cheese too, but that's a different story for a different day. We'll push that back. But I like to sacrifice a nice smoked Gouda
Yeah.
or over here. We're supposed to be talking about ghosts. Why are you talking about cheese so much? Because it's fun. What's up? Shariahar Ahmed Sakil. We are doing
Welcome.
good talking about sacrificing cheese over here. We
And
have opened up a can of
poutine.
worms. Yeah, we did. We most certainly did open up that can of worms. And what is up, Howie?
Roddy Rickard said Ted Nugent song, Wang Dang Sweet Poontang.
I should find that song. Paranormal Activity in your pants. I wish it was in my pants.
That would be a whole different ballgame too.
Yeah, a whole other show. Speaking of paranormal activity in my pants, it's time to learn the word of the day.
Yay.
Guys, girls, parents, moms, dads, this is the time of the show where we tell you to get the kids out of the room, tell them to go play on their Nintendos and their Ataris and all how old I am. Go out there and just cover your ears, go in the other room, because this is when we're going to learn about the old curse words that need to be brought back. So if I said the word beard splitter.
Beard splitter?
Beard splitter.
Beard. Like you have a beard.
It could be a mouth beard, yes.
Beard splitter.
Depending on the situation, it could be a mouth beard.
I'm afraid to even touch this one.
Oh.
I'm not even touching it.
It's a Victorian word for penis. So I reckon.
I guess we all get why. We get that. We get that.
I mean, I'm guessing they didn't shave very much down there back in the Victorian ages, so they probably had a beard, and they split it. And I guess if you're in that lifestyle, it could be that for a guy too. You know.
Yep.
So if you heard someone saying they want to split someone's beard, that's nothing to do with shaving. Just saying.
Oh, mercy.
Just saying. It's like I got hit in me beard splitter. Oh my god.
Oh god. Oh,
One-eyed trouser snake, trouser worm. See, now you can add beard splitter to your the list of names, your vast list of names for penises. Especially if they had a hairy butt. Think about that. Yeah. So there you go.
Sullivan, you just came in at the appropriate time.
So now I can't look at this. Yeah, especially if they had a hairy butt. Think about that or don't. Okay, well, I can't help but think about that now. Thank you, Howie, for putting that in my head. Oh my God, John Sullivan. Hey man, you've come into an interesting conversation.
You know, those curse words from the past. Beard splitter.
We are just educating.
Beard splitter.
That just shows how hairy the women wore down there. They call it a beard splitter. Holy shit! With those beards. All right, let's talk about the card. We're going off the rails here. We're always off the rails.
You expect me to be like focused into a card after all that?
Yes. We're professionals here. Come on.
I thought you said we were not professionals.
No, we're not.
You're not agreed to professionals stuff.
We just play professionals on a podcast.
Okay. All right.
Bearded clam. Oh. What about the mustache?
Ah!
What if it's like a ZZ Top down there? It's like coming down to her knees. Gandalf.
Ah! All right, the collective card. Okay, here we go. This one came up before. Hidden talents.
Oh, that was the bird. Oh, yeah.
It came up again.
That's pretty recently.
Yeah, so the night song. So I'm just going to go with, again, just like before, it feels like you got to kind of dig in and explore things. We're in weird times. like weird times. I've heard a lot of people saying they're not sleeping, they're having trouble focusing. So again, find some things you can do to relax your mind before you're trying to sleep, or relax your mind for anything. Just find some sort of hobby, and it could turn into be something big. And that was probably the worst reading ever because of beard splitter. Just say it.
Beard splitter.
Find your hidden talent.
You know what? Like I said, we are educating people.
Oh, Jesus. I think I need to start doing my card before you do the word of the day.
There we go. We'll reverse it. We'll do the day of the week, and we'll do the cards, and then we'll do the word of the day.
Because you just got me
all flustered,
flabbergasted.
Flipped over here. That's crazy. Now we're like I said, we're educating people. We are bringing people together, learning new words that need to be brought back. And yeah, we had a good show on Sunday. I did enjoy talking to Scott on the show. That was a lot of fun. For those of you who tuned in, a lot
more about Freemasons than I ever had. It was, I will say, it was educational for me because it was not what I understood about the Masonic Lodge and Freemasons and all of that. So it was very educational.
Yeah, I was always under the impression it was more of a secretive thing than it is. I know like Dennis is one. Dennis is a Mason. Gene Wells is one as well.
Yeah. My ex-father-in-law was as well. Yep.
I was going to ask him how the Freemasons influenced the country, like founding of but then he actually started talking about it. We have like a lot of people. Aussie Steve K, what's up?
Hello, Susan Brookman. Hello. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome. So I wanted to talk about the moon. But first, let's bring in our guest from Paranormal 9. Oh, I don't see him on there anymore. So when he comes back, there he is. From Paranormal Security 9886. Let's bring back Josh Runyon. What is up, my brother? How are you?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I am doing just fine.
Good.
Are you enjoying the education
Ryan was throwing at you?
Oh, yeah.
How is everything with you?
Everything's going good. It's been pretty hot here, but other than that, it's been all right.
It's awesome, man. Where are you at?
In the basement?
No, I mean
Colorado. I'm in Colorado.
Okay, I got you. I'm in the living room or in the kitchen, dining room area. And
I'm in my office. I'm in my home office.
We've established where we all are in our respective houses. I like your Coors Light sign behind you.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
That's really awesome. So I want to talk about, before I get into the ghosts, I want to talk about the moon. Now, the moon has always been there, obviously, but I don't know. It's like I don't know where it came from, why it's here, what made it. And there are different theories out there. One in particular called the hollow moon theory that kind of want to talk to you guys about. So I can read an article or I can watch a video. What would you rather do?
Doesn't matter to me.
Me either. Whichever way you want to go.
All right, let's go. Let me. The video is kind of long. It's like 23 minutes long. So I'm gonna read the article here.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here, dude. Screen. All right. This is an 8-minute read. So hopefully I'll get through without making too many fucking mistakes here. The hollow moon theory is the moon an artificial satellite. The moon is often described as divine feminine energy, the female counterpart to our sun. It is a source of cosmic phenomena, providing us with beautiful eclipses, changing tides, and hopefully a future staging point for missions to Mars and beyond. When we start to look at the moon under a closer lens, a number of aberrant characteristics suggest that it might be hollow, and there may be a secret moon base. It all sounds pretty crazy, though, doesn't it?
I mean,
but listen, there is I thought so too, but I don't know. The Apollo missions and subsequent moon landings have been at the center of controversy and conspiracy for years. There have been an interminable debate as to whether we actually landed on the moon, what was found there, or to what extent NASA has been hiding information from us. But amid the quarreling and speculation, the number of anomalous features on the moon has puzzled scientists and conspiracy theorists alike. Towards the latter end of the Apollo missions, NASA astronauts placed seismic recording devices on the lunar surface to document artificial and natural moonquakes. Their equipment recorded activity ranging from meteorite strikes to man-made explosions and crash landings of Apollo rockets. Even the sun's heat created seismic activity when it caused the moon to thaw on a daily basis. The astronauts were given a series of ALSAPs, or Apollo Lunar Surface Experiment packages, to set up seismographs and initiate detonations ranging from shotgun-like charges to mortars with multiple grenades. Eventually, NASA intentionally crash-landed the Apollo 12 module as well as the SIVB rocket, setting off an explosive force equivalent to nearly 10 tons of TNT. So it's a big thing.
Wow.
What they found was that the moon rings like a bell, reverberating sometimes for hours at a time. Not knowing much about the moon's material composition, NASA and the Apollo astronauts were astounded by what they heard and the results that it entailed. Clearly, the moon's density was significantly less than the Earth's. The moon is a little more than a quarter of the size of the Earth, another bizarre characteristic, compared to any other natural satellite in our cosmic region. Of all the moons in the solar system, ours is the fifth largest. No other planet that we're aware of has a moon that is as proportionately big as ours. All other planets with moons that size are massive gas giants. Neptune, the closest in size with a moon that big, is 4 times the size of Earth. The moon is about 2,100 miles in diameter compared to the Earth's nearly 8,000-mile diameter. Yet, the mass of the moon is only 1.2% of Earth's, while the volume of the moon is only 2% of Earth's. After NASA conducted these tests, it concluded that the moon has a similar composition to our planet, though significantly less dense, with a 31-mile crust of mineral plagioclase, a mantle of olivine and pyroxene, and a very small core of iron and sulfur. But when these Apollo astronauts first landed on the moon, they had difficulty drilling into the surface of the craters, which are anomalies themselves. Craters are thought to be a result of meteorite and asteroid impacts, meaning there should be a certain proportion between their depths and width. Instead, many wider craters have similar depth and significantly narrow craters, with some even appearing convex. And when astronauts attempted to drill into the craters, they were barely able to penetrate the surface, discovering processed metals like brass, mica, and pure titanium. Is the moon a spaceship, a secret moon base? In 1970, 2 Soviet astronomers had been studying this satellite and theorized that it was likely a hollow moon put in place by a highly advanced extraterrestrial race. Their theory was based on their observable anomalies, claiming the moon was an artificial shell that had been inhabited internally for years. While it might seem far fetched that we are being surveilled by an extraterrestrial race on the moon, or that a hollow moon may have been intentionally placed in Earth's orbit as a secret moon base, there are a plethora of inexplicable facts about its relationship with Earth. To this day, there are several theories that attempt to explain how the moon ended up orbiting our planet, though none have been absolutely accepted, leading many to believe that the moon is a spaceship. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, was like how, like, what created the moon, why is the moon here, because we see it all the time, obviously, but I don't know, it just never really, it's always been, I never really thought about it much, you know. So I don't know, let's see here. Without the moon I can't even speak, orbiting precisely where it is, it's possible that life on Earth wouldn't exist, or at least wouldn't have evolved to the point that it has. In fact, it's estimated that less than 10% of all terrestrial planets in the universe have on Earth, have terrestrial planets in the universe have an Earth to moon ratio like ours, which provides stability that is necessary to maintain a climate that can harbor life. The size of the moon is such that it affects our actual tilt, or the way that the Earth wobbles on its axis, changing by a single degree over the course of 1,000 years. This relegation to 1 degree of movement is necessary for climatic stability. Without the moon's balance, the Earth could tilt as much as 85 degrees every million years or so, causing drastic changes. This would adjust the orientation of the Earth to the moon so significantly, to the sun so significantly, that the sun would shift to be situated directly over the poles rather than the equator where it currently is. Life cannot evolve during such radical shifts. There are 2 ways that planets typically acquire moons: through accretion or capture. The process of capturing a moon is just like it sounds. A moon will drift into the orbit of a planet and become trapped in its gravitational field. In the process of accretion, a moon is formed at the same time as the planet from the accretion disk of the solar system. But this theory has been widely dismissed due to the differences in core composition and the fact that the moon is almost a billion years older than the Earth. In fact, the mineral composition of rocks found on the surface of the moon varies drastically from those found on Earth. The abundance of titanium is one example of such an anomaly, with certain lunar samples containing up to 10% of the precious mineral. The highest abundance of titanium-rich minerals on Earth has never exceeded 1%. There are other processed metals found on the moon, like mica and brass, as well as the presence of radioactive elements like uranium-236 and neptunium, which none of which are likely found naturally on Earth. These moon rocks brought back from Apollo missions presented another surprise. They were magnetized. Scientists were baffled, having previously assumed that the moon had never had a magnetic field. The Earth's magnetism is thought to be the product of an internal dynamo, in which rotating, convecting, and electrically conducting liquid in the core generates the field. However, the moon wasn't believed to have a core large enough to generate this type of dynamo mechanism. According to Zulu legend, our hollow moon was put in place by 2 brothers with scaly fish-like skin. Legend of Wowane and Mempaku, who brought the moon to Earth after stealing it from a great fire dragon. They are said to have emptied out the egg-like satellite of its yolk, subsequently placing it in orbit around the Earth. Prior to this, the planet was said to have been shrouded in a sheath of watery mist, which came running down to Earth once the moon came into orbit. Some believe that this deluge of water may be reference to the Great Flood that destroyed the antediluvian societies. The two brothers mention almost bear similar characteristic to Enki and Enlil of Sumerian lore, who was responsible for instituting the first civilizations of man and are often depicted in fish garb. So it just goes on about that, but I don't know.
That took a turn listening to all this, and I'm feeling like we're going to like the government has created this moon, or something has to keep everything in line here so that we can survive, and then it went that way.
Some of the characteristics of the moon, like some of the, like, it came from the Earth. Why does the moon have rocks the Earth doesn't have? And it's just like the rotation of the moon is so perfect, and like if the fact that when you have the eclipse, it almost perfectly covers up the sun. It's I don't know. It's a lot to think about. I mean, the video actually is probably better, but
well, I mean, the moon affects so much our tides. Everything is associated with that, and so it made me kind of go, well, could that have happened to make things here have balance? But at the same time, if you go to that, if you listen to what just read there, well, the other thing I went to is when they were talking about like they couldn't drill and they couldn't do X, Y, and Z, and it's like, well, does that have is gravity a factor with that? Are we not considering the fact there's really no gravity there?
Yeah.
But then again, if you, how do we all end up here? How did any of this end up here? And what about all the other planets? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's that's true. There's so many questions. Like, there's just the power of them, and people, like, if they put their stones out to so the moon can give them like a soul bath or whatever it's called. Yep. What's it called? Cleansing them, or
cleansing and recharging them.
Yeah, recharge. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Go for it.
First off, I'm a Christian, so I believe everything was. I believe in creation, not evolution. The whole thing with the moon being like a spaceship or whatever, that sounds totally like what was his name? Jim Carrey and God, you remember that where he was living in the universe?
Yeah,
the Truman Show.
The Truman Show. The moon was all the people up there controlling everything that he does down below.
Yeah,
that was a very weird movie, but I guess I could get it too. I liked how it was kind of it wasn't really 100% going toward biblical, but it was going toward all kinds of weird stuff out there. My mother was alive when they saw the moon landing, and to this day she'll tell you she doesn't believe they ever landed on the moon. Just from the technology that we have today to what they had going on then, just didn't make a lot of sense. But that's just my opinion. I don't look too deep into that kind of stuff.
I think it's fun to talk about like the theory that all birds are been killed and they're all robots now.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole birds aren't real theory.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
It's an interesting theory that the government killed all the birds, and now the birds are this surveillance robots to keep an eye on us.
I have hunted doves a lot in my life, and I will tell you, there's nothing robotic about them.
Tell us
I
the
was
truth.
gonna say, giving the dead ones that my cats have left on my porch and devoured some of their insides, not to be gross, but I would say they were pretty real.
Yeah,
Pretty real.
That's just the technology they have these days. That's what they want you to believe.
yeah.
Put
Well,
my
I
tinfoil
have
hat
heard
on.
about bugs that like beetle bugs and stuff. Some of those are like surveillance stuff, and it's like, I don't know.
I mean, I can see how some birds could be like, they probably have some that they could probably make like one or two, like, but not all the birds.
Yeah.
Not-
Well, what birds are you thinking, Ryan? What birds?
I mean, I just think you could, if you can make like an animatronic of a bird, they could probably do that. Have spy birds. I'm not saying it's a lot of them because it probably costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
True. Well,
Yeah,
just
I mean-
like how they like disguise cell towers as trees.
Trees. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will say most birds are real,
Yeah.
but maybe not all
Yeah.
birds are real. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, what is up, Terry? Sorry you couldn't make it.
No.
Apparently she went out. She drove 3 miles, literally, and had 0 cell reception. She's up in Canada, probably eating some poutine right now.
But, yeah, probably having the good poutine.
Yeah, the Canadian, or sipping on a Tim Hortons coffee, probably right now. Sipping on some maple syrup. Like you and Teresa does every night before she goes to bed. Takes a shot of maple syrup. Watches some hockey. Usual Canadian stuff they do up there. Well, we miss you, Terry. Wish you were here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play a little bit of this video I saw about that moon stuff to see if he can explain it a little bit better than I could. Then we'll go into the ghost stuff. All right.
Sounds good.
This episode of the Y-Files is brought to you by Surfshark. Despite it being humanity's constant companion through all of recorded time, the moon is still a mystery. Science hasn't been able to explain how the moon was formed, its unusual orbit, its distance from us, its density, its composition, its structure. These are all still questions. Now, there are theories about the moon that solve some of these puzzles, but they don't solve all of them. There's only one theory that answers every scientific question about the moon. Just one. That the moon is a hollow artificial structure brought here by someone else. Let's find out why. Let's start at the beginning. We're taught that the moon has been here forever, but there's controversy about this because scientists can't agree on how the moon was formed in the first place. The first theory of how the moon became linked to the Earth is the capture theory. It says the moon was just floating along, drifted near the Earth, and was pulled into orbit. This is almost impossible. Another explanation is the accretion theory, that the moon and Earth formed out of dust clouds in the early solar system. But when systems form through accretion, they share similar traits. If the moon was formed this way, it would have an iron core, like the Earth. It would spin on an axis, like the Earth. But neither of these are true. The fission hypothesis was popular for a while, and this says the early Earth was spinning so fast that the moon was formed out of rock in the Pacific Ocean that was flung into space. But we later learned that moon rock is much older than the bottom of the ocean, so this is unlikely. The most popular explanation is the giant impact theory. This says that a large object about the size of Mars smashed into the proto-Earth. The debris field from the collision coalesced to create the Earth-Moon system. Again, these conditions would have to be so perfect that the odds are
astronomical.
Right. Now, a recent theory is a combination of all of these, that a large object collided with the Earth about 4.5 billion years ago, essentially vaporizing it. And this vapor is called a synestia. And the synestia was spinning very rapidly, forming a torus. And the moon formed on the edge of this torus.
Whoa, hold on. Taurus? What's a Taurus?
Well, this shape is a torus.
That looks like a donut.
It does, but in geometry, if you revolve a circle around an axis in three-dimensional space, it's called a torus.
Yeesh, and you wonder why you're not popular at parties.
I'm very popular at parties, aren't I? So we still don't know how the moon was created. You would think that actually going to the moon and collecting rock samples would solve some of these puzzles. But when moon rocks were brought back and studied, it only created more questions. Since landing on the moon in 1969,
The moon landing was as fake as a teenager's Instagram.
I knew you were going to do this. Look, do you like the idea that the moon is a hollow spaceship?
Well, yeah, I gotta admit, I do kind of like this idea.
Okay, so for us to explore this theory, you need to concede that we went to the moon.
Fine, I will concede we went to the moon.
Thank you.
But those were unmanned missions. The landings were actually filmed in a studio in Burbank, California.
Fine, I'll take what I can get. Moon rocks and soil samples brought back from the moon are strange. On Earth, the newest rocks are at the surface, and the rock gets older as you go deeper. Now, this is obvious and logical. But on the moon, the soil on the surface is older than the rocks underneath, and the surface rocks are older than the rock underneath them. It's backwards. The only way this happens on Earth is when we drill, dig, and mine, bringing older material to the surface. But we see this all over the moon. Now, if the moon was somehow hollowed out, older rock would be on top. But the list of anomalies goes on. Typical planetary structures have denser materials toward the core and lighter materials toward the surface. On the moon, this too is reversed, and no one could really explain why. The moon's surface is pockmarked by asteroid impacts that have happened for billions of years, so you would expect the rock around the impact craters to be different ages. But there is a strange uniformity in the age of these rocks. The chemical makeup of lunar dust is also very odd. If lunar dust is the result of billions of years of impacts, why does it have a different chemical makeup of the rocks around it? The moon doesn't have a magnetic field, yet moon rocks are strongly magnetized. The Earth is 4.6 billion years old, but the oldest rocks we found are much younger than that. Moon rocks are older, much older. Some rocks have been dated to the very beginning of the solar system, and some are said to be even older than that. Uranium-236 and Neptunium-237 are found on the moon. This is notable because those radioactive elements don't occur naturally. The only way we see those isotopes on Earth is if we create them. Titanium, chromium, and zirconium are rare on Earth, but these are found in abundance on the moon. If the Earth and moon were formed together, why such a big discrepancy? And those metals happen to be some of the most strongest materials that are.
See, I saw Aussie Steve K, or some people also think the Earth is hollow. But they've got the this journey to the center of the Earth. Yeah, some people think the lizard people live on the center of the Earth.
Well, and the other thing that caught me on that video is he said that the rocks on the moon were older than anything on Earth, based on what they'd seen when they go in the sea. But my understanding too about the oceans and the seas is there's places we have not explored because it's too deep. True. So how do they know that?
That is true. I mean, you can't even send submarines down because they'll get crushed.
So how can they be sure about that?
I mean, that's true. I mean, that's I
guess that's what theories are all about, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But it would be kind of I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but to only have those rocks or whatever that's on the moon only in the deepest parts of the ocean that you can't get to. I'm sure there are lots of things down there that we were like, oh, we have this here too on Earth. Once we can get down there and figure it out, has to be deposited. Steve, you have caves in Australia. US has tons of Australia. Yeah, we do have caves up here. Perhaps they were deposited at the time the moon was still molten from the impact, and the heavier elements were spun out to the surface. That's a theory.
Known to exist, and they're highly resistant to corrosion. If you wanted to reinforce a structure, these are the metals you would use. This structural reinforcement could explain why moon craters all seem to be the same depth, no matter how wide they are. shouldn't craters of different sizes be of different depths? It's as if there's a resilient metallic shell just beneath the surface of the moon, preventing anything from penetrating.
So that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the craters are the same.
Depth.
Yeah. No matter how big the meteors were that hit the surface, they're all the same.
But didn't your article say some of them are convex, which means they
Yeah. They're
are
like this, not
Yeah.
like this. How does that happen?
right.
They are. My husband says it's made of green cheese. I mean, it's a possibility. They are dense. Wouldn't it be gray cheese? The moon isn't green. It's more a grayish color. Mm.
And further. Now, if there was some type of instruments on the moon's surface that could detect seismic activity, we could test the hollow moon theory by intentionally colliding objects with the moon.
This sounds like a setup. We did this, didn't we?
We did.
And is it hollow?
Well,
Hey-yo!
after returning to the command module, the Apollo 12 crew intentionally released the lunar lander, crashing it into the moon's surface. Then something very unexpected happened. Seismic measurements showed that the moon rang like a bell and reverberated for more than an hour. This was with a very small object compared to the size of the moon. So during Apollo 13, an even heavier object was crashed into the surface. This time, the moon rang for over 3 hours, and vibrations traveled to a depth of 20 miles. This doesn't happen on Earth. Reverberations last only a few minutes because of the Earth's density. And on Earth, vibrations slow down as they move toward the Earth's center, where material is denser. But the vibrations on the moon actually got faster around 40 miles down, indicating the interior of the moon is not only far less dense, but perhaps has large hollow cavities. The density of the moon is something that's difficult to explain. The moon is about 25% the size of the Earth, but it's only about 1% of the Earth's density. If the moon were a hollow shell, this would explain that. Besides the density issue, the moon has a lot of characteristics and coincidences that we don't see anywhere else. The moon is actually more like a planet than a moon. At 1/4 the Earth's size, no other object in the solar system has a moon this large. This occurs nowhere else, not in our solar system or any other solar system that we found. And the moon orbits much more closely than it should. And its orbit is also a mystery. It's the only object we've ever observed with a near perfectly circular orbit. We don't see this anywhere else either. Because of this near perfect orbit and its size and distance from the Earth, the moon appears in the sky as almost the exact same size as the sun. This is what allows us to have eclipses. Our distance to the sun is 400 times our distance to the moon, and the size of the sun is 400 times the size of the moon. Could this be a coincidence?
Nah.
Well, when enough coincidences pile up, we may have to adjust our thinking and be a little more open-minded. And that's what happened in 1970. 2 Soviet scientists looked at all the evidence and all these coincidences and came to what they felt was the only logical conclusion. And they agreed that their theory sounded crazy, but said not only is the moon hollow, but it's also a spacecraft that traveled here in the distant past. So now we have to ask, who built the moon?
So we're not trying to convince people that the moon is hollow, guys. I'm just trying to say, okay, we talk about different theories and stuff
Right.
here on the show, and I thought it was fun to talk about. I don't believe the Earth is flat or anything like that, but just some of the stuff they were talking about in the video was like, well, that's interesting,
Right.
to say the least. And if it turns out the moon is hollow, we won't be surprised by it. Like, I knew that. We did a show on it.
I remember hearing that once or twice.
Yeah, we were way ahead of you guys. So it kind of goes into more theories about the moon, but we're gonna go a different direction now. We're gonna
It does
start
make me
talking
think
about,
that because I'd never heard this theory.
Me either.
I have heard it, but it was always with the moon is made of cheese theory. You know, I kind of put it with that. But from all the stuff I've heard about like aliens and you know everything else that, you know, it's nothing really surprises me anymore. So I'm not surprised people think that or people have that theory, because just kind of goes par for the course.
Right.
Right.
Pretty much with everything. And I would definitely recommend listening to the Y Files.
Yeah, it's
That
awesome.
that was the video we watched. Gotta give him the credit. It's very entertaining, and it does make you think. It's not like something you'd be like, well, that's just fucking crazy, and kind of push it out of your mind. This has some interesting thoughts about it, and it's like, okay, well, you know, I can see why people would think that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we talk to dead people.
We do.
You know,
I was
so
gonna say, I mean, you can't be in the
and we get
paranormal
responses.
if you don't believe that anything's possible.
Yeah. I mean, that's once I realized that I could talk to someone who's passed away and get a response, that put the whole idea of anything being possible in my head. So the world is full of crazy shit, and the moon being a hollow space base isn't the craziest thing ever. So next we are going to watch some ghost videos. Oh, Josh, how's it going? How is your paranormal activity? Anything exciting happen?
Not recently, no. There is a park down the road from the house here. So my buddy that I came with here, he's like big on it, on the paranormal stuff. So he captures a lot of stuff over there, but he does a lot of my EVPs when he catches those on my videos. So he'll do timestamps of all that stuff. So he catches some really cool stuff.
What's the story on the park?
We're not really sure. There was a lot of Native American stuff here. Indians coming through here. There was a lot of death. So before this became a subdivision and all that stuff. So we're really not 100% sure. It's just a park that you very rarely ever see anybody go to. But paranormal stuff happens.
I wonder if it was on the Trail of Tears.
I'm not sure. I'm really not. I don't know exactly how far that went. I know it went up into Cherokee, Tennessee, Kentucky, stuff like that. So I'm not sure if it came out to Colorado.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I know there's like that's kind of like Midwest territory. Yeah.
Very excuse me, it's very Western styled out here for sure. A lot of mountains, ranches, stuff like that. So for sure.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Now we're gonna watch some Nukes top 5 videos here and see what we can come up with.
A father says that he was busy working in his office one day when his son came running in and seemed very upset. The boy claimed that, quote, a man was moving things in the other room. The dad follows the boy into the living room to find things scattered all across the floor. So he checks his security cam to see just what happened. What he finds chills him to his core.
God, if I was that kid, I seriously would start packing my bags. Like, yeah, no, I can't deal with shit moving across a room like that. That's crazy. I mean, I guess somebody could be pulling it, but that's I don't know. What are your thoughts?
That was 100% my vibe. it was moving very unnatural.
Yeah.
There, it was almost. If I feel like if something was going to do it, it wouldn't stop. It was almost like they had to pull it again. And it's so small. That thing that went forward, it looked like a Roomba. Or
Me too. That's why I thought it was a Roomba.
That's what I thought it was. And if that's what it was, then they have an app that you could turn it on and make it move wherever you want to. And then the kid just appeared. So I don't know. I can't say it isn't, but I said that was very unnatural. And very coincidental that the kid came in immediately after that thing started moving on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a Roomba or like a cat bed or something.
It was something.
Rewind it. Okay, there you go.
What he finds chills him to his core.
To his core. Looks like, I might think it might be a cat.
Might be a cat bed. That just looks like it's jerked, though. That doesn't like.
Yeah, it does.
What is that thing? Is that like a?
It's a truck or a car or something.
Yeah. So it looks like it has like a little bit of like a.
Yeah, it looks like it has like a piece on the top.
Yeah.
But if it was a car, wouldn't it keep rolling?
That's what I'm saying. It looks like something's jerking it rather than it pushing.
Very, very unnatural.
No, that's not a Roomba, is it?
That's a big Roomba.
I thought it was a Roomba. But then again, that just pulls straight. It doesn't do anything unnatural.
It's like the kid trying to pick it up and he falls down again.
Yeah.
Like he's being pulled. Oh.
Wait a minute now. We're still pulling the same.
Get down there. Bitch.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, he gets pushed down too.
Or he fell.
The goose has it out for that kid.
A small toy and a dog bed can be seen sliding across the living room floor, all by themselves. The seemingly annoyed little boy rushes over to the objects and even starts picking up the dog bed and throwing it back to the floor in frustration. The dog bed then aggressively slides back towards him, knocking him over. But luckily, the little boy lands right on the soft bed. So just what was the boy seeing when he told his dad that, quote, a man was moving things?
I would be a little
chat going on here. The kid
I would
looks
be a
down
little
the hallway, super fine fishing line. Oh, that other thing moved like he tripped over the line.
I think it's all fake. He tripped over the string. Fake.
I think the key was there. They said a small toy, which an action figure weighs a couple of ounces.
Yeah.
Dog bed under a pound. That little small thing there, just full of cotton, basically. Yeah, you could pick it up and then jerk it back real quick because it's just enough off camera to where you can't see. And why is he not here? There's a man moving stuff. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
We
again,
not startled at all.
a man with a string moving things.
I think his daddy in the corner over there pulling that stuff. Absolutely, he thinks it's a game because that looks like the reaction you'd get, not a scared reaction. Now, if he was scared to death of that and ran off, maybe, but he was playing with something.
We've had guests on our show come on and say they've seen people in their house when they were kids and they weren't scared of it. So maybe the kid had been seeing things if it was real, not fake. Maybe the kid had been seeing things for a long time and was just used to it.
Yeah.
You know? Like maybe there's like a lot of ghosts in that house.
Yeah, of course.
Could some dark presence be haunting their home? You decide.
Look when he throws the
quote, a man was moving things. Could some dark presence be haunting their home? You decide.
Yeah, look out when he moves it. It almost looks like there is a string attached to it.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he throws it, it kind of jerks back a little bit.
Yep.
Glitches in the Matrix.
Oh, these are fun.
TikTok user Eddie is parked in front of a Boston pizza restaurant in Fresno, California, when he spots something very weird.
Okay, where is this car that's reflecting on this Boston Pizza window? It's a Corvette C8. I seriously don't see that car anywhere. Where's that car? What? Where is that car? Hello, where's that car? Where is this?
Okay, so where's the car?
It's inside the pizzeria.
I was wondering that too.
Just
But
park
then,
inside
wouldn't
the.
you still see the reflection of that, whatever's parked?
Yeah, why are you not
Yeah.
seeing for that silver car there?
Exactly.
It's a glitch in the Matrix. That is weird, though.
But then, hold up. I see like a couple of red cars too. Like there's, I can't see me pointing, but if you look above, like on the
Like
door,
right
there's
here?
like a red car. And then there's
Yeah.
another red car. Were there other red cars?
Let's go back because he did show like to do like a little scan of the parking lot.
I see white car, and
I
those
seriously
red cars.
My car.
don't see that car anywhere.
Why is there all white cars?
Where's that car?
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, where's the
either.
red car?
Right, where are the two red cars you
Where-
see in that reflection?
Where is that car?
And, like literally, do you
Hello,
ever
where's
see
that
a parking
car?
lot that's just all white cars? I don't. Something's not right. Those are over there. Those are the red
Yeah.
cars.
Too far away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense. Nope. I
So,
call BS.
you think it's fake?
Well, because you would see there's no red
Yeah.
cars in that reflection, and there's not the silver car.
Does he
Windows
go
are
close?
angled. He's looking on the wrong direction. See, there you go.
Does he go closer to the window to investigate it to see if it's maybe, or does he just stay right there where he's at doing that?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Where is this car?
In the reflection of the restaurant's window, Eddie sees an orange Corvette C8. But when he looks around the parking lot, it's not there. In disbelief, Eddie posts this video to TikTok, wondering if he might have caught a, quote, glitch in the Matrix. The bizarre footage goes viral, receiving over 2.8 million views. In the comments, viewers repeatedly ask Eddie to go back and film the location one more time.
Okay, we are back at the same parking lot because one of the many comments you guys were saying is go walk up to it. The car is either inside of the pizza parlor or it's a wrap on the window. I don't know. Let's check it out. So I'm walking to it right now. If you look at it actually from this point of view, the reflections look kind of accurate. There's
Definitely not inside the restaurant.
pizza place. There's a white car reflecting. That's right here.
And who would park a car inside the restaurant? It just takes up seating. You know, it doesn't make any sense. And he never goes past a certain point.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, he always goes to the window, never goes to the other side. But goes to your theory, Rhonda, that it wasn't, you know.
It's
So-
the tricking of the eyes, like how they
Yeah.
make here in a parking lot where there's nobody at. Same thing. It's just the way he was angled. Now he's walking up to it in a different angle, and now all of a sudden we see all these reflections of the other cars, but we didn't see that before. So
Yeah, the red cars,
Yeah.
windows are flat, not angled.
that's right.
So we can debunk this one.
I'm not used to debunking these. This has been crazy.
I know there's like
I know.
no car in there.
There's no car. And you saw no American flag in the other one either.
No. They drove the car out.
This time, the shop window accurately reflects what's right in front of it. The orange Corvette is no longer there.
So I guess the car could be parked next to this car right here.
Correct.
Cut to another video of a supposed, quote, glitch in the Matrix.
Here we go.
Late one night in Nashville, Tennessee, a woman's friends tell her to quickly grab her camera and hurry outside to check out some very bizarre activity
Oh, the
going
moon.
on in the night sky.
What was that? You guys. I got that. I got that.
I mean, that would be pretty cool to see.
Yes, it would.
There's probably some scientific reason for it happening.
Yeah.
What's up, Dana? But I wouldn't call it a glitch in the Matrix, though.
No, that almost feels like it's just something that happened in the atmosphere that.
Yeah.
What
you
made
don't-
her up so bad to run out there as fast as she did? It didn't really explain that. It just said she.
The
Well, they said
friends
the
in the
moon was
moon,
changing colors, but
changing
we don't
colors.
see that happen.
I was expecting to see like it, turn red or green or whatever.
Yep.
It's
Like a strike. It really did look real. It didn't look computer generated, but it just maybe it was coming behind. You know how like lightning storms will go and they'll flicker around? Maybe
Yeah.
it gave that appearance that it was shooting out of the moon.
It kind of looks like it was going towards the moon.
Yeah, exactly. And that bizarre, yeah.
Yeah.
What? What was that? You guys. I got that. I got that.
The group of friends watch in shock as the moon seems to change colors from green to red, and then suddenly seems to just discharge some kind of electricity. Spectators to the shocking event believe that they witnessed everything from a possible government cover-up, aliens, and of course, maybe even a glitch in the Matrix. But whether it's a glitch, aliens, or maybe just a...
And obviously, it's the aliens living in the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inside the moon,
It was
just
a light
charging.
It was a light that blew.
Yes. Yes.
Inside the.
The moon blew a
inside.
fuse. Yeah.
Yeah, they blew a fuse.
Yeah. I hate when that happens. Hey, thanks for watching, Susan. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys watching the video tonight. And definitely welcome all your opinions on what we're watching, of course. What do you guys think of all this stuff? Because to me, it looks like it's coming, not coming from the moon,
Like
but
it
going
came
towards
from
the
the moon,
moon.
but I'm not sure it didn't go to the moon.
Yeah, let's watch it again.
And not like you said, behind the moon. Or behind.
Spectators to the shocking event believe that they witnessed everything from a possible government
Yeah,
cover-up,
it's coming towards the moon.
Yeah.
aliens, and of course, maybe even a glitch in the Matrix. But whether
Maybe when a meteor hits it, it looks like that.
Sparks.
Or like,
Yeah.
or they talk about solar flares. Is that?
Yeah. Gases, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if it made like a dinging sound, like the.
It like reverberated.
Yeah. I wish she would have held her camera still. Yeah, me too.
Lester, though, I don't think I could have held my camera still if I saw that
No.
in front of my camera.
It's easy for us to be like, God,
behind that.
why can't you hold your camera still? And of course, I'd be like this. I go back and I look at the videos I take with my phone.
Yeah.
Not exactly steady handiwork on my part, so I really can't say much about that. Considering the moon wasn't full, the light was coming from the front surface. They forgot to account for the shadow.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's a good point.
It's a glitch, aliens are maybe just a really good fake. I leave that up to you to
Or
decide.
refuse.
Followed home. Back in 2015, Candace
See, I don't know why someone would fake that though. I mean, what's the point? To get views, I guess, but I don't know. I always, for me, it's always, what is the purpose of faking something like that? What will be the motivation behind that? I'm not saying it's not, but I don't know. It just didn't seem
5 minutes of fame.
attention.
Yeah, attention, or some people will do something and fake it to prove that the things that we all look at in the paranormal things aren't real. They
That's
could
right.
come back later and say, "Oh, well, I faked that," and y'all all believed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought the lightning hit the moon. That's a
Yes.
big theory that people are going with, that lightning hits the moon. It's like, I think it's probably some, like, maybe an asteroid hitting it, or something like static electricity in the air causing it to happen. There's a lot of space I don't know or understand, but I would go something more scientific than someone actually faking it.
Right.
At least not that.
Agree. Yeah.
Gardner and her husband attended a Halloween party at an abandoned and allegedly haunted prison with a dark history. It was a huge mistake. Candace says that the entire night at the party, she felt like something was watching her. And ever since that night, strange things have been happening in Candace's home. She now believes that a malicious entity might have followed her home from the old prison, a dark spirit that intends to harm her and her family. Soon after the prison trip, Candace begins to experience unexplained activity in her home. Lights flicker on and off at night while Candace and her husband sleep. Doors in the house open and close on their own. But scariest of all, the spirit begins to aggressively throw objects at Candace.
Like drop
And it flew
And these
upward.
frightening incidents continue to escalate as it's
Wait a second. What's the spatula doing up on top of the cabinet like that?
I would say short girl problems. I use spatulas and spoons to get things off the top shelf.
There we go. Okay. There's nothing really. Oh, okay.
Oh, it came from that.
Flew
Oh,
up.
I thought it hit the ceiling. It came down. It flew.
And
the
these
other
frightening
direction.
incidents continue to escalate as it seems that the entity wants to seriously hurt Candace.
Oh, fuck.
Continue to escalate as it seems that the entity wants to seriously hurt Candace.
Flies up like this, looks like.
And back.
While Candace is sleeping, she starts to wake up to painful, violent attacks, as if some unseen force is roughly grabbing or pulling at her. And she says she caught proof. So late one night, Candace and her husband fall asleep while watching TV on the couch. As the couple sleeps, a CCTV camera in the room captures something absolutely horrifying.
Dog is like, peace out.
Wow. Yeah, this looks like it may be legit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. It's kind of and the stuff we go a lot of haunted locations, but we never really think about that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the back of our minds, but
What I was saying in the first couple clips, I was kind of like, well, you can't see behind that island bar. So
That's what
somebody down there like
Yeah.
throwing it, but that
I mean, throwing a knife is
freaks me
kind of
out. Like, you get like
dangerous.
those cramps when you're asleep. Like that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Candace's leg appears to get grabbed and twisted painfully into the air by an invisible force. She wakes up in a panic and screams for her husband to help her, but all he can
Yeah, her leg's not supposed to bend that way, and
No.
she can't put it down, and you can tell by the way she's acting. Yeah, looks like her leg was about to break. Yeah, and at first I thought she was just lifting her leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Me too.
you'd be like, oh yeah, she's lifting her leg, but then she starts twisting up like that. And you can tell how terrified she is.
And the
I-
pain.
I noticed something. I know he was laying down on the pillow right before he started doing that. But if you'll notice on the back part of the, I guess where the wall or whatever, where the camera's pointing at, you can see someone standing up. You can see the shadow. I don't know if that was just his reflection, but you could definitely see.
I see it.
Yeah.
Who's ever his shadow there?
Yeah. You're right there.
Yep.
And the dog or cat was like, peace out.
Yeah, she's not looking for views there. She's not on that.
Candace's leg appears to get grabbed and twisted painfully into the air by an invisible force. She wakes up in a panic and screams for her husband to help her, but all he can do is grab her leg and pull it back. Eventually, he manages to free Candace's legs from whatever is pulling on it, but poor Candace is left sobbing in pain and fear. Now, I have to say that after watching this footage and hearing Candace's desperate pleas for help, this video is very compelling. But do you believe that a dark entity followed Candace home from the prison and is now violently haunting her home? Let me know what you think. As for Candace, she says that her family still experiences terrifying paranormal events to this day.
Yeah, I don't throwing a knife like that if you're trying to fake
Dangerous.
evidence. That's taking it a little bit too far.
We need scary videos, so if you've seen one or you have one, send it our way at nukestop5@gmail.com. Hell or high water. Back in August 2021, an unexpected flash flood swept through downtown Omaha, Nebraska. At around 10 p.m., Tony Liu and his two friends are relaxing in his apartment and watching the weather reports about the flood. They decide to take the elevator down to have a look at the flooded city streets for themselves. It was a very bad idea.
Let me see your best moose impression. Swimming in the water. Okay, can you please just hurry? Okay, thank you. Shoot. Hold on.
Tony and his friends didn't realize, but the lower levels of the apartment building were completely flooded with disgusting sewer water.
Ew.
As the elevator reaches the lobby, water pours inside, causing the elevator to malfunction and trap them inside with the rising water.
Once it got towards kind of my neck, chest, that's when I kind of, I could possibly die in here.
The water continues to flood in, filling the elevator to the point that the three friends can barely keep their head above water. Tony is panicked and makes an emergency phone call to his roommate, Dalen Stapp, and the roommate hurries downstairs to try to help his trapped friends.
I told him, hey, I'm gonna die in here if you guys don't come and try to do something.
We went down into about shoulder deep water and just tried pulling it apart with everything we could. We had to get him out or it could have been fatal.
Tony's roommate Dalen finally manages to pry open the flooded elevator doors to free his friends from what could have been their watery grave. Luckily, they all escape and swim to safety without so much as a scratch. Not surprisingly, Tony Lou says that this was the scariest thing that has ever happened to him.
How scary was this? Honestly, I would say this is number one, the most scariest thing in my life. Yep. Hands down.
Okay, can you please just hurry? Okay, thank you. Shoot.
Watson.
I'm not sure what the paranormal part of that story is. It's cool that her friend, holy oh crap, literally, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I don't know where that came from. The paranormal part is maybe the strength of his friend, but they didn't even go into that really. I mean, it is scary. I bet it would be the scariest thing that ever happened to me too if I was stuck in an elevator full of
rising water.
Yeah.
Rainbow Fountain and Grill in Carrollton, Texas was built back in 1924, and before it became the popular local soda shop that it is today, it was home to a pharmacy and a medical office. One of the doctors who frequently worked out of the building was Dr. Robert Blackburn, who was famously known for bringing his cute little dog Watson along with him everywhere, even to patients' houses. It is said that Dr. Blackburn's loyal little dog Watson still haunts the building to this day. Over the years, workers and customers at the cafe claim to have had strange, unexplained experiences with the ghost of Watson the dog, saying that they could actually feel the spirit of the little dog jump right up on their legs. Since the restaurant added security cameras, they have started to capture some of these strange encounters on video. Take a look.
Get off me. You're like, what the hell?
CCTV footage shows employees and visitors getting nipped at the ankles or even scratched by something that they can't see. Now, with so many people experiencing the exact same phenomena, and with all of it caught on camera, it makes you wonder whether the spirit of little Watson the dog is still hanging around the old soda shop, scaring the patrons, but perhaps only trying to find new friends to play with. In a flash.
So what do you guys think? Is Watson making new friends or being a little bitch?
Oh, that was so hard to tell. Like, I don't know. Those videos didn't prove anything to me, honestly. It's just people reacting to whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be one thing if I saw like a pants leg being pulled.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could be like, okay, we need you to act like
100%.
buying
Yeah.
you or something like that. But
most restaurants, like in Savannah and stuff like that, they feed off the whole ghost just to get people to come in there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So could be a failing business, maybe not doing so good, and we got to come up with a way to get people to come in here.
They're all employees. They're telling them to act like a dog's biting them
On the camera.
Right.
Yeah. Make sure it looks good.
Yep.
Man, make some clear food. That bitch a girl. You want that? That's right. Hey, man, what you do?
Sometimes a very silly moment turns scary in an instant. Two guys are just goofing around, but then, like a bolt out of the blue, fun time is over.
I'm gonna do some pranks on people, boy. Pick it up.
A sudden, very close lightning strike rips through the clouds and scares the living out of them, sending them running inside in terror.
Pick it up.
he didn't see it. Axel
They must be running out of paranormal videos.
Because what was that?
Because the last time I checked, lightning wasn't paranormal.
That's right.
For real.
You know,
Maybe that was just
might be
fun,
crazy.
but it was funny. I will say that.
It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
Exactly.
Hardly paranormal, but funny AF. Yeah.
Souza frequently explores caves and tunnels in the woods of Colomos, Mexico. After finding what seems like evidence of witchcraft in one of those caves, Axel believes that some dark entity attached itself to him and now follows him wherever he goes. One day, in the strangest place, a public restroom, Axel starts to hear bizarre sounds. He takes out his phone and hits record, and what happens next is like something right out of a nightmare.
No, te quiero que vean. Estoy ahorita en el baño de la universidad. Pero el peor ahorita es que acabo de terminar de hacer el baño. Y pues estaba todo normal. Pero ahorita están ruidos raros. Y se está tocando la puerta, pero quiero que vean que pues no hay nada.
I hate when I hear strange noises coming out of the bathroom. Usually ends up being something I don't really want to think about.
Vean, ahí está mi reflejo, pero vean, de este lado, pues aquí no hay nada. Vean.
See, the background music is kind of throwing me off a little bit because I'm like, am I hearing the music or what am I supposed to be hearing here?
I wish I had context of like, why do you go in a bathroom when you're filming?
I think he started hearing the sounds after he had finished taking a dump.
Oh.
I think. But there is background music playing, so I'm like, what am I supposed to be listening for here?
Aquí tampoco hay nada. Aquí justo. Y acá el lugar es bastante pequeño y está mi reflejo. Pero a ver, voy. ¿Escucharon?
Okay.
The knocking on the bathroom door, maybe?
¿Escucharon?
Looks like there might have been a face.
Nada.
Axel hears a strange slamming sound from one of the bathroom stalls, even though he knows there's no one else in the restroom. But did you see it?
Yeah, right there.
A face can be seen peeking through the small crack in the bathroom stall door. But when Axel looks over the top, there's no one there. Axel is completely unaware of the disturbing face he just captured. In fact, he doesn't even notice until he posts this video online. Then the comments come flooding in. People tell Axel, hey, there was a face looking out. But Axel says he didn't see it. Hello?
There's one video I saw, might have been Nukes Top 5, I'm not sure, but the guy who had just finished going fishing with his friend stopped by a public bathroom, and there was this girl screaming, like,
yeah,
help me, help. You heard that? We saw that one too. And it was so clear. Even when you went inside the bathroom, you could still hear her screaming, help me, help. And very, very scared. Went to look through all the stalls, looked over the entire bathroom, and there was nobody in there.
Wow.
It was scary. Let me see if I can find that one. Let's see here. Ghost girl screaming in public bathroom. Let's see if it shows up. Yeah, here's his.
Yo, what the?
Oh shit. Oh no. Bro, there ain't nobody in there, dude. They're just
What
looking.
the?
Oh hell.
Bro. There's nobody in here.
That was creepy.
Yeah.
Doggy. It's a little before
Three more
6
left.
in the morning when a Reddit user's dog who's home alone experiences something very creepy.
Very creepy.
The camera captures the sound of an unexplained voice whispering, "Hello," which seems to send the dog right into a panic.
Oh, jeez. It just sounds creepy.
Yeah, it does.
Who talks like that?
The owner says that absolutely no one other than the dog was home at the time of this recording. He also says that he's never experienced anything like this in his house, and he wonders if he captured something paranormal. But what do you think this voice is?
I'd be barking too if I was him.
Mirror, mirror. A guy named Edgar Virgen from Colima, Mexico says that his 4-year-old niece was given a very strange old toy. A pink mirror that lights up, plays music, and features a pre-recorded voice that says cute little phrases. Nothing too odd there. But over the next few weeks, Edgar starts to notice his niece talking to the mirror daily. And some of the toy's responses are eerily intelligent, almost as if it can hear and respond to the little girl. Edgar and the girl's mom decide to ask some questions themselves. What happens next is truly disturbing.
Hola, bienvenido al Castillo de los Sueños del Espejo Mágico. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? Yo soy Jessie, la princesa más bella del Castillo de los Sueños del Espejo Mágico. ¡Qué tierna eres! Nosotras seremos mejores amigas. ¿Tu personaje favorito? Si papá pregunta, mi favorito es mi papi. Si mamá pregunta, yo responderé que la que más me gusta es mi mami. Y si tú me preguntas, te diré que el que más me gusta eres tú. Soy una niña muy inteligente.
The mirror says that its name is Jessie, and it gives oddly specific answers to the mother's questions. Well, Edgar and the girl's mom are a little freaked out. They remove the batteries from the toy and store it in the barn behind the house. Years pass, and the family forgets all about the toy until they start to hear a strange little voice coming from the barn in the middle of the night. Edgar says that the voice sounded just like the mirror toy and was saying things like, "Come play with me," followed by a sinister little giggle. He posted his video and story to TikTok,
That's scary.
and things got even weirder. Because you see, some viewers commented that they had the exact same mirror toy, but they said that their mirror didn't talk at all. Viewers urged Edgar to make one more video with the strange toy. He's reluctant, but eventually he searches out the mirror in the family's barn.
Yeah, Steve, I would be
this
smashing it too.
happens.
Para los que me estuvieron pidiendo que buscara el espejo y le pusiera baterías, aquí está. Solo pude encontrar estas piezas y pues sí, le puse unas baterías que tenía aquí en la casa. Como ven, son nuevas. La neta no creo que prenda, pero bueno, a ver, vamos a calarle. Muy miedo. Hola.
Hola, encantado de conocerte.
Gracias, amigo. Me da gusto.
Eres muy divertido. ¿Tienes una fiesta?
No, no tengo fiesta. ¿Tú tienes?
No sé. Cuando me levanté, te vi a ti.
Ay, vas y chingas a tu madre.
Edgar says that at this point, he's just done with the mirror. He says he threw it out with the trash. So could a paranormal entity be attached to this toy? Let me know what you think. Monkeying around. An antique collector says he stores all of his clothes.
So what do you think of the magic mirror?
Burn and shred that thing.
Bury it.
Yeah.
Deep.
I wonder how long it was in the shed for, or in the
barn.
Yeah.
It looked like it'd been there for a while.
Yeah. It's funny how he kept the video of when he took it with his kid.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
And then does it again. I don't know.
True that.
That's
True that.
sad. Collectibles in a local storage unit. But lately, things have gotten a little strange. He says that he started to get odd complaints from the staff at the storage facility. They said that they heard bizarre loud noises coming from inside his storage unit at all hours of the day and night. The antique collector is very confused at what the noises could be and sets up a security camera inside the unit to see what could be going on. When he reviews the footage the next day, he is shocked. An old antique monkey doll that he recently purchased inexplicably sits up and just moves around on its own. Then it drops right back down, motionless. After witnessing this creepy incident, the antique collector says that he believes that the old doll might be cursed or have a paranormal entity attached to it. So is this footage real, or is it all just an elaborate hoax? As always, you decide.
What do you think?
That's a tough one.
It'd be tough to do the string thing in such a small space.
The camera's too close to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only thing I've noticed is it's like things in the background are blurred a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why is
Excuse
that
me.
blurred?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the IR. You can only
Maybe.
focus on what's right in front of it and what's behind
Yeah,
it.
that's
It's kind
true.
of blurred, maybe. I don't know.
That one was iffy.
Yeah, that was definitely a head scratcher there. Well, guys, that is it for the paranormal videos. Josh, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the show.
Sure.
It was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
We learned about the moon being possibly hollow. Learned about, we saw some people swing in crap water.
Yeah.
In the elevator. Tell Terry we say hi and to enjoy her poutine.
Yes.
And you also got to learn what a beard splitter was.
Yeah.
So, we just learned a lot tonight on the Freakin' Awesome Paranormal Show.
Right.
But definitely appreciate you coming on. We'll definitely have you back on talking more about the paranormal and stuff. And,
Fun. Sounds good.
all right, man. You take care.
You as well, brother. Bye.
Have a good night. Bye.
Night.
That was fun. It was a interesting show. I enjoyed it. Thank you guys.
That was fun.
For showing Teresa, Aussie, Steve K, John Sullivan was here, Howie, Thank you, Susan, for coming on, joining us. Thank you, Dana, for coming on with us tonight. Nat 2 Haunted, thank you. I'll prepare for investigation tonight. Hope you had a good investigation. Hope you're having a good investigation. Yeah. Well, it was a fun show. Next week we've got, let's see who we have coming up here in August. We got West Virginia Paranormal Investigations on August 6th. August 13th, I may be out of town because I will be out of town. I'm going on vacation. But we're supposed to have Tracy Ann from Boo Bitches coming on.
Nice.
So we'll see if I can get on and make that happen.
She offered me an invite to the next thing that they have going on at the end of August, and unfortunately, I could not get
That's
there.
the Hinsdale House, I think.
Yes, but I appreciated the invite, and I would so love to have done it.
I think we might have Project Zero coming on. That's Trent Overton.
Nice.
And then August 27th, we have Freaks React.
We like to react, clearly.
Yeah. So we've got some pretty good guests coming up here on the Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show. Starting off with West Virginia Paranormal Investigations. Joining us next week. You guys got your lockdown coming up on August 17th, I believe.
Yep, we do. We've got some private stuff going on this weekend. We're going to be at the Grimoire in Fredericksburg as a vendor on Saturday. And then a few of us might be hitting some private stuff. And then Sunday, I am doing a wellness expo out at Peaceful and Easy Healing. Nice. And then I think the next weekend, I'm not sure what we have going on. I know for the Orion Effect on Sunday, we've got you back.
Yes. And me and Jim.
Reaction to evidence.
That was a fun show. We've got a big band show we need to do. I'm trying to think of when we should do it. If we should go ahead and keep it on Sunday, and you skip that one because the 18th will be after your lockdown.
That's true. Well, I mean, y'all can keep it. I'll give you some songs.
Yeah, we might do that. I'll talk to Howie and see if he still wants to do it this week.
Well, I mean, y'all could do it, and then if I have that extra little bit of wind still left in my sails,
yeah,
I'll do it.
We'll plan on having it on Sunday, and if you want to join us, that'd be great. So we'll be talking about big band music on the Freaking Awesome playlist coming up here on Sunday after the Around Effect, same time as last 9:00. So it'll be me and Howie Odell talking about
it may be me, depending. I know I'm working from 11 to 4, so I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to have 2 paranormal podcasts in me.
I mean, it's not really a paranormal podcast, though. We're just listening to music and reacting to it. So
this is true. I could probably I could do that. I could maybe do that.
Yeah, it's a relaxing podcast.
It's a relaxing.
No, it's a reacting pod. It's the same
pretty
thing,
much
really.
Reacting, right? Yeah.
On Sunday, for both shows.
That's true.
Actually.
Well, I might be able to make that happen. Let's just keep Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to. Not a lot of thinking involved. Which
that will be good. By that point of the day, it will be good for me not to be thinking.
Having to come up with questions when you're super tired, that's hard. But reacting to something is a lot easier than that.
Teresa said, "I think you need to make it 2 hours a show."
Yes, we're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We had to finish up the Nukes top 5.
Yep, we did.
And I don't particularly want to be on here for 2 hours, but sometimes we get the conversation going. And
I think an hour and a half is when we all start tapping out a little bit. We're
exactly. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back here Sunday night with the Freaking Awesome playlist. Same freaking awesome time.
Same freaking awesome paranormal show.
Heck, yes, it is. All right. All right, we'll talk to you later. Remember,
night.
Guys, take care of your beard splitter. Have a good one. This is my advice for you guys. Take care. Bye.
Good night.